Here are the top 12 fantasy football picks for 2024. At number 12, we have Garrett Wilson, 168 and 147 targets, 1,042 and 1,103 receiving yards the last two seasons in a situation where the quarterback room was very mediocre. He can now be the Davante Adams to Aaron Rodgers and finally break out for fantasy football. At number 11, we have A.J. Brown, 1,456 and 1,496 receiving yards the last two seasons. He had a 6-game stretch in 2023 where he averaged 138.5 receiving yards. So just imagine if he can have that sort of production consistently in 2024. At number 10, we have Jonathan Taylor. People forget that this guy rushed for 1,811 yards and scored 20 total touchdowns in 2021. He's been banged up the last two seasons, but he's the same guy we saw in 2021, which is very evident through his last game of the 2023 season where he rushed for 188 yards. At number 9, we have Breece Hall. Unreal season following an ACL tear in 2023. 17.1 fantasy points per game, 76 catches. I think with a more competent passing offense that his receptions actually go down, but his rushing yards jump up, and he's going to have a good season. At number 8, a little spicy here, but Saquon Barkley. I think his ceiling in Philadelphia is very high. It's the best environment he's ever been in. Healthy Saquon through windows in his career has checked every single box as a dual threat, playmaking, touchdown scoring, fantasy impactful running back. At the 107 is Justin Jefferson. Although the quarterback situation is questionable, he still is arguably the best talent in the NFL. He averaged 10 targets through 10 games in 2023 and still hit over 1,000 receiving yards last year. At number 6, we have Bijan Robinson. Despite ranking 31st in opportunity share, he still finished 15th in rushing yards, 6th in receptions, 4th in receiving yards, and averaged 14.5 fantasy points per game as a rookie last year. New coaching staff, better quarterback play, better offense in 2024. At number 5 is Tyreek Hill, and yes, I get it. He should be higher, but I do think Jalen Waddle does take away a little bit from him in 2024 with the bounce-back season. He did finish with 1,799 receiving yards and 13 touchdowns in 2023, which just screams upside. At number 4, we have Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is on the same trajectory statistically as CeeDee Lamb. If you look at those two guys in their first 3 seasons, and we know what CeeDee Lamb did this past year in his 4th year. Big season for Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's amazing after the catch. Safe, high target volume, extremely fantasy effective, but he's also extremely fantasy football consistent. At number 3 is CeeDee Lamb, 181 targets, 135 catches, 1,749 receiving yards, 12 touchdowns, and 23.7 fantasy points per game in 2023. No competition was really added in Dallas, so we should just see a lot of the same from CeeDee Lamb and his connection with Dak Prescott in 2024. At number 2 is Christian McCaffrey. I love the potential of the young guys in Bijan and Breece. But in 2023, CMC finished with 292 more rushing yards, 438 more scrimmage yards, and 100.8 more fantasy points than any other running back in the league. He's a man amongst boys still. It's spicy, but I'm sticking with it. Ja'Marr Chase, 101 in 2024. When looking at receiving yards and receiving touchdowns, I think Chase with a healthy Joe Burrow has the highest ceiling for fantasy football of any wide receiver. He's averaged 0.74 touchdowns per Joe Burrow game in his NFL career, and I think Chase can break fantasy football in 2024. Be sure to follow for consistent fantasy football content with the intention to help you guys play to win your leagues in 2024.